Can you remember exactly what happened today 6 weeks ago? No, neither can I. You see, I can kind of sort of remember, and if I looked at the day before and the day after and I had a quick look at the week, and I could probably feel, was that the day I done that, or maybe I done that, but I wouldn't be able to give you specifics. Now, and I bet you're just like me. This is why we need to write things down, folks. And this is why we need to also write the things that have happened down, not just the things that we want to make happen. We need to review things in our riding if we want to become better riders and better equestrians, full stop. Okay, let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Strides podcast. My name is Lorna Leeson. I'm an equestrian trainer and coach, and I work with riders from all over the world to help them have better conversations with their horse. And one of the ways you can do this is by reviewing your previous conversations and making little tweaks to make it even better. I am so passionate about reviewing. In fact, I've just come off a live call inside of Daily Strides Premium where I suppose the focus was on planning, but you see, I'm a big believer that in order to make a good plan, you have to be able to look at what's happened and kind of, course correct a little, hey? It's no good you can make all the plans in the world, but if you're not course correcting, it doesn't matter. It'll never get any better. And the beauty of reviewing is that it creates this absolute feedback loop for you and your horse and your work together, because that is so often what riders who are working alone are missing, okay? They don't have that feedback, okay? They don't have somebody in the arena with them helping them to assess, this is working, this is not working, we need to change this, we need to tweak that, we need to start working on this. They're missing all of that. But you know what? You can create that for yourself by creating a really good review process. And you know what? It is so much fun. You will love it. You just have to make it be that for you. Now, personally, when I began to do reviewing, and what is reviewing at the end of the day? It's a little bit like record keeping. And if you're anything like me, you just went, okay, not the podcast for me, hey? And you're going to switch off. No, hold on, stall the ball. I also would not, if someone said to me, you need to start keeping more accurate records, I'd be like, okay, well now, there's me gone. Rather get somebody more who's into that sort of jazz, because that's not me. However, when I began to do this for everything, and there's lots of record keeping we need to be doing, folks, okay? It's not just the horse riding, there's everything, okay? But when I started to make a little ritual, and I'm going to use that word, and I know a lot of people don't like that word, okay? That's okay, you use your word, a special occasion, a little me time, okay? Whatever, okay? Use the word that feels good for you. When I began to do that for me, for my reviewing sessions, okay, not record keeping, not catching up on bookwork, reviewing sessions, okay? And I began to create this lovely space. It actually became something I began to look forward to. And I know that sounds a bit odd, but seriously, it did. I would get the incense or the nice oil or the candles or whatever, okay? And it didn't matter if I was inside or outside. It didn't matter if it was in the middle of the day or it was the evening. Made no difference. I would get the things that I enjoyed. And then I would create the space the way I wanted it and made sure that the space was quiet, it was comfortable, it was a space that I was not going to be interrupted or disturbed, okay? And I know I've little children, okay? I do know that can be a challenge, but you can do it, okay? There will be times you just have to maybe become a little bit more, creative in how you could make that happen, but you can make it happen, okay? But create the space and then just build a couple of things that you really enjoy into that. Now, a few years ago, all of my planning and reviewing on Sundays happened with a glass of wine, I'm going to be honest. But now I much prefer a cup of tea. I'll have some dark chocolate, things I like. things that I enjoy. Sometimes I will have something on in the background that I also enjoy. We can chat about the things I enjoy till the cows come home. But you know what you like, okay? So you create that for you and then begin to write things down. Now, if you've never done this before, ever, if you're like, this is my very first time to ever put pen to paper when it comes to the rides or the schooling sessions or the interactions, call it what you want. It doesn't have to be riding. It can be groundwork. It can be lunging. It can be long line. It can be natural horsemanship. It makes no difference, okay? When you are putting pen to paper, and if this is your first time, think back the past 2 weeks. I'm going to be honest, any further than that, things have become a bit hazy, okay? You don't really remember it all. And isn't it strange how when we're doing it in the moment, we love it so much. It's so exciting. We're like, oh, I love this. This was like such a good day with my horse today. It will stand out in my mind for the rest of time. And then 3 weeks later, it's like, what really happened that day? What day was that? What happened that was so good? Yeah, that is what happens. And you see, with regards to reviewing and record keeping, okay, you see, doesn't that just sound really boring? But anyway, with regards to that, it's not so much that I'm lazy. It's more that I really and truly believe that I will remember it all. I know. I laugh at myself. I'm thinking, Lorna, please. But I do. I'm absolutely convinced that no, that'll be grand. I'll remember it. I would do the same with doctor's appointments, with school things for the boys. I don't know, whatever, you know, all the dates that go with the school. I often feel like I need a personal assistant just to do the school thing. But anyway, all those things, I would really and truly believe that I'm going to remember it all. And obviously, experience has taught me that that is not the case. And it has nothing to do with my memory, and it has nothing to do with anything like that. It's just there's too many things to remember. And once the newness of it begins to, dim a little, okay, as time goes on, those things, the details become a little hazy. So start the last 2 weeks, okay? Look at things the previous 2 weeks and write down there as much as you can about what happened with each of those rides. We're not doing a general synopsis here, okay? You are being as detailed as you can about the time. And I'm talking about the time of day you rode, okay? The length of the interaction, what you done to warm up, what you done to cool down. Did you do any groundwork before you got on, okay? All the things, you'll know your things. The weather, I find, is often useful. What other horses were around, anything you noticed about your horse. And these could be things that you notice a day or two prior or a day or two after the ride itself. And I'm using the word ride again to encompass all of the interactions that you could possibly have with your horse, okay? This is not just for riding. This is for all of the things. But write it down. Take each day, each ride as an individual and write it down. I love as well, just back to the whole creating something special with this. I have a writing journal. I have loads of journals. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I have notebooks everywhere. They're just all over the place. And I love writing things down. And I love kind of getting, usually plans. Now I'm going to be honest, okay? I love writing plans down. But since I've started doing this review sessions and these little date with myself, okay? And we're going to do the whole reviewing thing, okay? Since I've started to do that, it's so interesting how where you're writing it actually helps to, again, create that lovely feeling around doing it. And particularly when you're feeling maybe tight for time or the days you're feeling particularly tired, stuff like that, you will still kind of make a plan to make it happen because it's just lovely. There's a lovely experience. So get yourself a nice notebook. Go get yourself something fancy. I'm saying fancy now in the loosest of terms. I don't have anything fancy. I just have a kind of a leather bound notepad. There are lines on it. Otherwise, I do tend to go off course a little. But yeah, so I just have something simple and then I just make a ritual. And again, I'm using that word. You can use your own word, whatever word floats your boat, use it. Make something around it that makes it really, really special for you and your horse going forward, okay? Now, what do you do once you have all these reviews done? Well, from here, once you know what has happened, and probably the first review you do, and again, I'm going to kind of say if you have not been doing these regularly, just start with the previous 2 weeks. Forget about everything before that. It's done, it's gone, it's over, okay? So previous 2 weeks, you can kind of look at that and say, okay, now for the next 2 weeks, what can I tweak with this? Okay, what would make this better? What would make the previous 2 weeks, if I was to kind of redo it, what would I change if I could? Okay, and there we go. Now you've got your tweaks. But over time, so let's say 6 weeks from now, you've created 3 of these reviews. Okay, so you've got, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. You now really and truly have this, if you want this knowledge about you and your horse, you have feedback that you have given yourself that you can really use to begin to see patterns, see changes, see tweaks, see what's working, see what's not working, notice where you need to double down on something, notice where you're actually missing a whole gap in the things you're trying to do. You will be able to see all that, and that is the power of a review. Okay, I have done a previous episode on this where I kind of more lay out step by step what to do. I'm going to link to it in the notes of this episode. And this episode, you can find it at stridesforsuccess.com/episode 1335. So you can find it there. But I'm also going to then invite you to join me inside of Daily Strides Premium. As I said, we had that planning/review session just now, just off the call, live call, just jumped off, kind of fire in my belly. Thought I would record this for you, okay? But yeah, so we've just done it. The recording is in there and it's on your private podcast feed. So you can either watch, because there was a whole presentation, or you can listen on the private podcast feed. And every month going forward, we're going to be adding to it. We will be planning together, once you're inside of Daily Strides Premium with me, planning together. But not only doing that, we are going to be really and truly creating more of a foundation for your plans going forward. So there'll be a training every month on how to go deeper into certain areas, how to work with certain things, how to maybe work around certain things, because we all have things we need to work around every now and then as well, okay? But that is all in there. So if you're interested in getting all of that and in doing a review with me live, you can pop over to stridesforsuccess.com/DSP. All of the details are there. I would love to have you inside. And of course, the library in your members area is being added to weekly to bring all of the back episodes in there as well. So you'll have it all in one lovely, nifty little space. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Have a super day. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.